Can you hear me?
Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, so over the course of the fall practice, who would you say are three or four guys who you feel have been the most consistent, the most consistently impressive to you?
Well, that's really hard to say because we've been all over the board a little bit, but I would probably say Gallo started out being the most consistent. Uh, McKenzie's been pretty solid. Um, and everybody else is just trying to grow together and trying to figure it out. So, I haven't had any what I like to see really major bright spots, but I've had a lot of good spots where guys have played in spurts that lets me know that we just got a ways to go in terms of putting things together.
All right,
Gotcha.
Red, go with your second, and then Alex.
Yeah, and then the second one, I just wanted to check in on McKenzie, sort of just how you're going to handle that, and is he going to be playing the exhibitions here coming up?
He will be playing. He's been practicing, and all that's behind us. We got to move forward.
All right, Alex and Zach.
Thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Last year, heading into the exhibitions, your team was obviously you had more known quantities, more returning players. This year with all the new guys. How important are these two chances to kind of get out there and have some competition before the regular season tips off in terms of just evaluating where certain guys are and what you maybe have in terms of lineups and different rotations?
No, it's very important. I mean, we got together this summer. The process began, and it's been a lot of work up until this point where these guys are pretty much beat up on each other. And so I'm kind of anxious to see where we are when we tip it up on Sunday to kind of give me some indication of things that we need to do to get better and continue to grow. So I can't wait to Sunday to see where we are.
All right, Zach and Mike Niz.
Mike, I wanted to ask about Caleb Banks, obviously a guy we saw in some productive cameos last year, particularly off the bench in Big Ten play, a lot of energy. Just how have you seen him expand his game as maybe a guy that has the potential to do a lot of different things, play different positions, defend different positions? Just kind of what have you seen from him from maybe the end of the Miami game last year to this point?
Well, he's grown a little bit. He and CJ both have grown. Even Malik, but I need more. And right now, Caleb has been kind of hampered with the growing pull, so he's kind of been on the sideline the last week and a half. So we kind of gradually bringing him back slowly because that's something that can be nagging all year, and I don't need that. So I need him healthy and ready to go. I don't know if we'll play him on Sunday, but him and CJ and Malik are used to this season, man. I mean, I'm going to need them to play at a much higher level than that they played in the past.
Mike and Mason.
Yeah, Mike, at Big Ten Media Days, you kind of said you'd been banged up a little bit and we're kind of struggling to get, a full look at everything. Have the last few weeks been more productive in terms of having everybody available? I mean, I know you just mentioned Caleb having the groin pull, but overall, have you had better luck at getting everybody on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, this week we've had a couple of scrimmages amongst ourselves, and the last scrimmage was really promising, probably the best we've played against one another. I mean, both the red and the white really competed. But again, only time is going to tell. I mean, Sunday will give us a better indication of where we are, and and from that point, we just got to continue to grow.
Mason and Tom Brew.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask about Gabe Cupps, specifically leading that second unit with Ja'Kai out and him kind of being your only freshman guard in the backcourt. How do you kind of anticipate him being able to lead the offense and kind of with this exhibition, what does this opportunity provide for him?
He's been solid. I mean, I can't, I didn't mention him earlier, but he's been really one of the bright spots too. Um, I mean, he seems to do everything that we've asked him to do, and I can't help but in time he's going to continue to get better and grow once he figures out the college game. But he's done a lot of good things on the floor for us. I mean, in terms of, winning basketball plays. That's what I like to call it, because he does a lot of good things to help you win games.
Tom Brew, then Zion.
Mike, I know you don't care about preseason rankings or anything like that, but you're not an AP top 25 team, barely in the top 50 in KenPom and stuff. Is from the national narrative, do you think you get to see these guys every day? Do you think you're better than a top 50 team and that we'll see that improve over the course of the next several months?
Only time will tell. Again, you just said it. I don't care about rankings. You got to play the games, and we'll start here soon and kind of get a feel of where we are and see what we need to continue to grow in. I mean, you're talking about 10 new faces, 6 guys that came from different programs and that are trying to figure out me as a coach and all the things that I'm asking them to do. So only time will tell. We just gotta play the games and see where you are.
Zion, then Seth.
Hey, Mike, along those lines, just with so much overturn of the roster, do you feel like kind of what you see in these couple of exhibition games becomes more important than it has been in recent years?
No, every game is important, guys. When I first walked in the door 2 years ago, these guys didn't know me, and you putting a system in place. Every game is important. I came back with the same, pretty much the same group last year, and you go out and you play, and you try to see if you guys have gotten better, individually as well as a team, and so every game is important. I don't care if these 2 scrimmage games; those are important games for our ball club to grow and get better and see where you are as a team.
Seth and Ty Golden.
Mike, I'm wondering how X has kind of held up through preseason. Obviously, he spent a lot of time, rehabbing that injury and getting back to 100% over the summer. Have you seen him been able to kind of grow his game anywhere from the player he was last year?
X, everything is in place for X. I just need X to lead more. That's all he needs to think about doing. His game will take care of itself based on the fact that he's got experience at the college level now, and he knows what I'm about. He's got the speed as a point guard. I mean, he can defend. He can score the ball. I mean, there's nothing X can't do. I just need him to lead more and make sure and guys are getting better around him, and he's holding people accountable. That's what captain's supposed to do.
Todd and Jim Coyle.
Mike, it's the proverbial first game you get to see a lot of players against a real opposition. Is it any more important for any of these first-year guys, whether they're transfers or freshmen, on Sunday than it is for anybody else to see what they can do against somebody else?
I think as a team, it's for everybody. CJ and Caleb and Malik didn't play a whole lot of minutes last year, so it's just as important for those guys as well as the new guys that have come in. I mean, we've done a lot since this summer getting together, and so now from a coaching standpoint, my staff and I, we want to see, if they've attained a lot of the things that we've taught them, and does it carry over into a real game? So only time will tell, that we can see where we are as a ball club.
Jim Coyle and Jack.
Hey, Mike, how are you, sir?
Good, and you?
Good. Thank you very much. Early on, age was something that was used against you in regards to recruiting and being able to relate to today's player. But do you think that maybe because of your NBA experience and today's players seems more mentally inclined to think like a professional has been a big help in getting in reaching these guys as successfully as you have? And then the second part, there's also a family aspect to recruiting. How does it feel about to be a grandfather probably within days?
Well, only you guys was worrying about the age. That was never a factor when I came in the door. I've been coaching a long time, and you know, I'm healthy enough to coach. Mentally, I'm sharp enough to coach. So I didn't have a problem coming back to Indiana. That was you guys saying that I was too old and couldn't recruit. And you have to recruit some in the pros, gentlemen, when you're going after free agencies. And some of the same things I'm doing now, I had to do at the pro level. You just do it on a bigger scale in terms of, you know, as far as the money makes it bigger. And so you got to make sure that you're doing your due diligence when you're recruiting a free agent or getting ready to make a trade, that you know what the hell you're doing, because it could bite you in the butt. So it's no different than, you know, coming to college and you know, having to deal with them. You're dealing with parents in the pros, you're dealing with their handlers in the pros, their agents. It's the same shit that you're going through now, that I'm going through now, I did in the NBA, but you guys wouldn't know that because you weren't there. So I felt good about my position coming in. My thing was just being able to sit at the table with the best players that are out there. You know, that's how I was. That's the only thing I was thinking about when I came in. How can I get to the best players? And you know, and my coaching staff, they gave me their opinions about it early on, and saying, "Hey, you got to wait your turn." Well, I didn't feel as though I had to wait my turn. Just get us to the table and let's see what happens. And that's, you know, we've had some pretty good success being able to recruit and talk to some of the top players. We haven't gotten them all, and you're not. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But hell, if you never get an opportunity to talk to the best players, it's not going to work as far as I'm concerned. And as far as being a granddaddy, I'm happy as hell. You know, that's 2 weeks away, and I'm looking forward to that.
All right, Jack, last one.
Hey, Mike, a couple weeks ago in Minneapolis, you mentioned that Khalil Ware and Anthony Walker had been dealing with some minor injuries. I guess, how are they doing, and do you expect to have them Sunday for the exhibition?
No, everybody is healthy except right now Caleb Banks and Jakaya. You know, those two guys won't play on Sunday. I mean, Banks could play if I wanted to play him, but I'm just, you know, this growing thing, I've dealt with players that have had growing pools, and, you know, those and calf pulls, things like that is nagging. And if you don't watch it closely and rehab right, you know, it could be a problem all season. And I'm going to need Caleb Banks. So we might not play him on Sunday for sure.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys. Thank you.